Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've got some cards out here, and once again I failed to clear the cache before I started to record and it shut off. I'll need to catch you up on to what's going on. My apologies, but here we go. Let's see if we can get the story out without it shutting off again. We've got the Magician here, working on manifesting in reciprocity, equal give and take with this High Priestess here. Okay? So the Magician is working equal give and take with this High Priestess, and there's somebody here whose health is failing. This person whose health is failing, they are worried. They are in the shadows. And they are creating conflict here with this Magician and this High Priestess. So they're in the shadows fighting with this Magician and High Priestess. And this Magician and High Priestess are working with both light and dark. Okay? So this High Priestess is here. She has a very clear understanding of what this shadowy character is. And she's working with this Magician in regard this challenge. This person who is in the shadows, they want forgiveness. Another word for forgiveness is release. So it could just be that the High Priestess and this Magician are releasing that which is not beneficial for health and well-being. We've got the Queen of Wands here in the recent past. So we've got courage, confident, determined. And we've got somebody who wants to escape. Whether it's the Queen of Wands or not will need to be determined. Okay? In the intentions and expectations, we have Three of Wands. So there's preparations to move forward. And there's secrets here. So whoever wants to escape, they've got some secrets. Okay, in the near future, we've got a Seven of Wands. So there is a judgment being called on this competition. So, you know, those who are attacking you are calling it a competition, but those who are being attacked are actually just involved in a challenging situation because they're not competing for shit. They're just trying to hold on to what rightfully belongs to them while some thief comes in to try to steal it in a competition. So anyway, judgment is being called on that. You were able to stand up for yourself. The Emperor is here making sure that they will walk away disappointed. They will walk away disappointed. You have no habits. I mean, you know, you may, so, and I find this really repulsive and ridiculous when people talk about cannabis, okay, or hemp, because it's a sacred plant medicine. Granted, it has been abused, but you know, this ignorance and fear around the abuse of a sacred plant medicine, you know, should not in any way eliminate the sacred plant medicine. You know, what needs to be eliminated are the jackwagons who use it habitually and abuse it and then go out and be stupid, right? So you're not that way. A lot of people prefer the cannabinoids in the cannabis product called CBD and CBC because CBD is for pain and CBC is for inflammation. And people who have severe arthritis can walk around as though they're not afflicted by utilizing those two qualities of the cannabis plant, and it does not cause mental high. Okay, CBD and CBC are simply for pain and inflammation, and there needs to be some education around this because it's a sacred medicine. So we've got the Queen of Wands here, courageous and determined. Relationships that serve the higher good. She's here on behalf of relationships that serve the higher good. Somebody left when things got hard, okay? Somebody left when things got hard and they kept dumping crap onto you while you processed it. So not only were you processing your own traumas and dramas and you know, challenges, but you were processing this crap that your partner gave to you, perhaps, that ran away, that left you there holding the bag by yourself. They were dumping their crap onto you. They were dumping their girlfriend's crap onto you. You were processing their crap, their girlfriend's crap, and everybody else that they came into contact with. They said, oh yeah, I've got this recycling bin over here. We'll just go dump our shit onto them and they'll process it. And in the process, you gained wisdom and you became the high priestess because you had to manage your heavy load, their heavy load, and all the other ones' heavy loads that they were associated with. And this is what you became. And they're still here, stuck in this energy, in this shadow energy, trying to fight with you when you have elevated way beyond what you once were. You're here with the magician who recognizes you and your abilities, your capability of processing heavy burden from irresponsible people. And it just strikes me as so odd, you know. That the people who have been under this heavy burden are also the people who get slandered and pointed at as though they are weak because they're struggling under this heavy burden. But the heavy burden doesn't belong to them. The heavy burden is what these ones who are pointing at them, calling them weak. It's their burden. And they're going to get to carry it soon. They're not your friend. They got secrets. There's death here. They're being denied and there's death. There's an ending here. It's like, get off. You're looking at the lighter side of life and at peace. You're making plans to move forward. There's death here. You're denying this non-friend. You're denying this non-friend. And you're making preparations to move forward into peace, looking at the lighter side of life. And there's death here. It could be death to secrets. Failure. Failure, man. You have no habits. The Emperor is here, causing disappointment for these ones. Death and denial. This challenge and competition is over. The Emperor is calling judgment and causing a failure. These ones are done. Done and dead in the water. Dead in the water. You've gained a victory over this. They are being held back. You are balanced. Regardless of what anyone wants to say, regardless of what any excuses they want to create or come up with and then tell everybody about as to why they're failing, they have all kinds of limitless excuses of why they're failing, right? But they have no limitless potentials. They bail when shit gets hard. So now they're stuck in their head. It's like this card, you know, lately this card, when this card comes up, it reminds me of the reprogramming of the software system within the mind. Because this looks like a CD-ROM and it's the imagination. And I keep getting that the consciousness is being restructured, rewritten. Painful endings for ego and pride. It's like they're being written out of the collective field. It's like they're being written out of the software. The lovers are coming together. The strength of two together. This magician and this high priestess are kicking some shadowy butt. And everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. They don't want to accept the things they cannot change. They're talking about it. You are handling multiple priorities with this Two of Pentacles here. You're managing time. You're balancing your decisions. You're weighing your options. You're juggling and you're managing. And these people, they have no understanding of how you are doing that. You are an abundant, limitless being who can manifest whatever you desire in this physical world. You're a generator manifester. You can create something out of nothing abundantly. They don't know how you're doing it. And you know how you're doing it? You're doing it because of all that crap they dumped on you and all of the skills and the lessons that you learned in relationship with the Most High. So they stuck you in a hole. They left you alone. They dumped all their burdens onto you and you had to manage it. And you, in relationship with the Most High, became the high priestess. And they're like, well, how did you manage that? And it's like, gee, I don't know. You left me. I had to go to God. You left me, jackwagon. I had to go to God. And God pulled me through and elevated me. And now I'm working with this magician and they don't know what to do about it. I'm not saying I'm working with the magician, but somebody here is working with the magician. Some high priestess is working with this magician. And she's like, hey, jackwagon, you know, you left me and I became a high priestess working with the Most High God. And now I'm here with this partner. They don't know what to do because there has been exponential growth. This adversity is operating out of pride and they're in grief. They're just operating out of pride. Patience, everything happens in divine order. They're envious about your purpose, your service that you will provide. And they're in regret for blaming you. They're guilty. You are love. You are trustworthy, honest love. And you're happy. Even with all this burden, you're still happy. And they treated you so horrendously. You know, their hearts are so dark. Their hearts are so dark and they left when things got hard. They found it easier to hide in the shadows and pretend that everything was okay while they were dumping their shit onto you, while they were hurting you and inviting all their friends to hurt you too. They don't understand how you're doing this. How did you become an abundant, limitless being? And it's like, gee, I don't know. Maybe you should go carry the burden of hundreds of people, or at least 2, maybe 3, and process all that. And then maybe you will elevate. I don't know. Maybe you should go through the motions of what you made this high priestess go through so that you can figure out, come to an understanding of why she became so powerful. Well, gee, I don't know. It couldn't be because I forced this person to carry so many burdens. This person that I tried to destroy actually got stronger because of it. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. I don't understand this. Their pride doesn't allow them to understand. They thought they were better than you because they could put their shit on you and make you eat it and process it. Look at her. Yeah, go eat some more shit, bitch. Yeah, that's what they were doing. Look at her. Yeah, go eat some more shit, bitch. Jealous little hoe. And he loved it. Magician, high honor, reciprocal partnerships, equal give and take. Those who've been bringing conflict to you are worried. They're in the shadows. And you're working with this magician in the light and the dark. In fact, there's more light than there is dark. There is some dark there, but it's more light. In fact, it's bright. Look how bright that card is. Look how much light is in that card compared to this card. This is where your challenger is. And this is where you are. They're worried. Because you're high honor. And you're coming into your sudden wealth. They just wanted your wealth. And they were fighting you for it. They want forgiveness. High priestess is here. So this reflection is not the main female. They want forgiveness. They've been moving against this high priestess. Queen of Wands. Yeah, this false person wants to escape. False person wants to escape. They're not a friend. They're being denied. There's death here. It could be death to all their secrets. Like all their secrets might be out. You're focused on the lighter side of life. You are peaceful and you are making preparations to move forward with the Three of Wands. You're expanding into relationships that serve the higher good. And you're confident. Yeah, they got a message of concern here. Death. Denial. Failure. Journey. Failure. Journey. They're going to be making a journey. As in indigenous cultures. This emperor is like, it could be that the magician is an emperor. Calling judgment on this competition, creating disappointment in your challengers' minds. This respectable, authoritative leader doesn't have any bad habits or habitual patterns that can't be shifted and changed. They're not operating out of that shadowy, addictive behavior type of a mindset. Privileged lady. Privileged lady. Emperor is here with the privileged lady. Privileged lady does not have any bad habits. Like I mentioned earlier, they tried to vilify cannabis, but it's like education needs to be... There needs to be a lot of education regarding the element of the sacred plant medicines. There's all this hype, war on drugs. Okay, stop. Just educate yourself about the elements of the sacred plant medicines. So you've gained a victory. You are in balance. You are in balance. You're this gift. You are the gift. Your solar plexus is, whoa, you all lit up. You all lit up, baby. And this mature man is being held back. He's being held back. They're all up in their ego. They're having a Ten of Swords ending, painful ending. And it's like the software of the collective field is being, what do they call that? When you optimize the software? Yeah, it's like the software is being optimized. All that junk, that slows down the processing system is being eliminated. This pride, this ego, this crap. It's like it's being reformatted and rewritten without that crap in it. So you got the Lovers here, the strength of two together. People are gossiping. They don't want to accept the things they cannot change. They're all up in their thoughts regarding this courtship. You're here in courtship, and they're thinking about it, and they're so upset about you having love. They don't want to accept it. You're here managing multiple priorities, in balance, abundant manifestations with this magician and this high priestess, emperor, privileged lady. Boom! High freaking honor. Shaka freaking laka. Turning the wheel, baby. Turning the wheel. They don't understand how you're doing this. But you're a limitless being. You are a limitless being. You can manifest whatever you want. They don't have an understanding of this. They came against you to destroy you, and yet they didn't have an understanding of you. How can you effectively destroy something you have no understanding of? It's going to end in failure. There's no logic. There's no common sense. It's like nobody thought it through. Poverty. They're facing poverty. All they wanted was your money. They wanted your reward, your high honor reward for processing so much crap that they dumped on you and forced you into. They gave you extra burdens that you had to process. And in that process, you became the high priestess, privileged lady. And they're still stuck in the shadows, being their nasty selves. We've got adjudication on the bottom of the deck for a mature woman who's in bad health. This reflection. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. So this magician and this high priestess are getting it on. This mature woman who is not the main female, they're in the shadows and they've been fighting hard. But this Queen of Wands developed into... See, she started out as a Queen of Wands in the past. And she's attracted. She is a relationship. She is somebody who who serves the higher good. And this false person really did a number on her. And she became this high priestess. And then in this recent past, it's like they're wondering how come they don't have an understanding. How are you doing this? How are you doing this? It's like, because you're no longer the Queen of Wands. You're the freaking high priestess. Working with a magician who is able to work with both light and dark. You two as a team are incredible. You are the emperor high priest, or emperor privileged lady, magician high priestess. And they failed to move against you effectively. You live and you learn. Fate. Fate. It's fate. That the strong would come together. It's fated. Yeah, I think a lot of people did bail, they wanted to escape when things got hard, when the Religious witchery is what I call um, schizophrenia or schizophrenic like symptoms, where you're hearing voices in the head. That's where religious witchery. I don't care what the medical field calls it. They don't understand spiritual warfare. If they do, then they don't talk about it. So this is a fated event. There would be those who would survive and overcome these challenges. And you have right here um, magician, a high honor magician with this high priestess swarming these shadows. Somebody used the word swarm the other day, and it is like that. And I say that because they're sandwiched in. You got the challenge position here, but then you've got the magician here and the high priestess here, and they're like sandwiching in this challenge, swarming it, managing it. It's like they're wrapping up this shadow, this reflection. It's like they're wrapping this shadow up in their light. They're wrapping all this shadow up in their light, and they're containing it somehow. And it's fate. It's like it's a fated event. It was unstoppable. It was going to happen no matter what. It was going to happen. There would be those who were able to overcome this challenge and then come together and do what is happening now. It was inevitable because they lacked understanding of that which they were trying to destroy. There's a loss here. They're worried because they're experiencing loss. They may have recently lost a pet. They've lost this sudden wealth. They weren't able to attain your sudden wealth. It could be that whatever wealth they have been experiencing, they've lost. They're not the main female. They want forgiveness. They're a reflection. This high priestess is here. Again, live and learn. Live and learn. Queen of Wands. Attracted to the people who serve the higher good. Courageous and confident. Independent and determined. This false person wants to escape, or they tried to escape. Yeah. So you triumphed over this illness, Queen of Wands, High Priestess. They were dumping all kinds of shadowy crap onto you and making you sick, trying to make you sick, and you triumphed over it. They ran away when things got hard. When things got hard, they made you deal with it. And you triumphed over it. You triumphed over this illness, this fragility, this fragile state, and you became the High Priestess. These ones are being stopped. You love yourself. And you care about others and your family. And these ones just tried to destroy you. They didn't care about you. They're not your friend. They're being denied. There's death here. Death to their secrets, or simply death. They failed to take you out, privileged lady, and now they're going on a journey. They're very stressed out. They got this message of concern. There's death here. They're not happy. They're going on a journey, and that could be the indigenous journey, making a transition into the spirit realm, or they're simply being reformatted out of this particular collective field of awareness, and they're being relocated into another program. Like maybe they are being what is that called when something goes haywire and you have to like revert to a previous edition? So like you have to revert back to the original software And then you have to update that. So this is like somebody's being reformatted back to the beginning so that they can start over. So that they can get it right. So that they can try to get it right. There's confinement and they're going through withdrawals. There's a rejection and an awakening. So 10 of Swords, painful endings for ego and pride. They're being reformatted out of the software of the collective field of awareness, and they're being confined and they're going through withdrawals because they've been feasting on your energy. You've got the Lovers here and Courtship. There's gossip about this. There's lots of thinking about this courtship, about this privileged lady in this courtship. They don't want to accept the things they cannot change. Too freaking bad. Lazy, no good for nothing. There's no hesitation here. You're moving in. There's no hesitation. There's no hesitation. These ones, there's gossiping. Whatever they were coached, or this could be a coach, they're thinking about they're up in their thoughts. People are gossiping. Whatever this coach taught them, it didn't work. And they're all up in their thoughts about it, and they're talking about it. They weren't able to prevent this privileged lady from getting together with that emperor, this magician from getting together with that high priestess. Their knowledge failed them, and they don't want to accept the things they cannot change. Master magician, high priestess, privileged lady, emperor is managing multiple priorities within time, bringing balance to decisions that need to be made. They are limitless beings and they are master manifestors. And these ones in the shadows, they have no understanding of how they're doing what they're doing. They just don't have an understanding of it. They're facing poverty. They're not relaxed. And you've got a new family tree. You've got a new family tree. It's like there's a new, it's like this, the Genesis story is playing out. It's like all of that, all of those who were about pride and ego, who left when things got hard, who weren't able to buck up and double down and handle a freaking load and manage it and bring it into balance and harmony. These people, they didn't want to. They didn't want to. I don't want to do the hard work. Okay. They're being sent back. They have to. It's like they're being their software system in their mind, in their mental bodies. It's like the software system running through the field of consciousness of ego and pride is being reformatted. It's like the software system running through those who are full of ego and pride is being reformatted. They're going through painful endings, withdrawals, confinement. These came out, but then they flipped in the reverse when they hit my lap. We got letter and love in the reverse. and health is in the reverse. So we got false information, we got lack of love, and we got health in the reverse. So, and loss. The Lord is here. The Lord, the master magician. Reunion. It's a time of joy. This the Lord is here reuniting with the guess is so wild, man. And there's joy for the sweethearts. High honor, master magician, Lord. These ones, he's causing a loss of wealth for these prideful egomaniacs working in the shadows. Priests. A priest. Somebody who's not the main female wants forgiveness. They're a reflection. They have to live and learn. This high priestess is here with high morals and a mystery, and that's trustworthy. There's an old woman who's suffering melancholy. She's not the main female. She wants forgiveness. She was not able. You triumphed over the illness that they were sending your way. Queen of Wands, triumphed. These ones left when things got hard, this false person, and they're being stopped. They can't F around with you anymore. They're not your friend. They're being denied. All they can think about is money. All they can think about is money. Merchant. We've got a merchant here. They're stressed out. They owe this merchant something. You're a person who loves themselves. You care about families and children. You're making preparations to move forward. You look focused on the lighter side of life. You're a peaceful person. These ones failed to move against this privileged lady and this emperor. They could be making a journey soon. This emperor is calling judgment on this competition, and these ones are going to have to walk away in disappointment. In disappointment. They got wedding in the reverse. They're not invited to the wedding. They're going on a journey instead. And we've got wife, surprise wife. Privileged lady, emperor. Balance, victory, harmony. Lord. The Lord is here in balance, in victory, in harmony, the gift. And there's a mature man here who's being held back, and they're in sorrow. The Lord is here and confining and causing painful endings to those who are in their ego, who are in their pride, who are stuck doing shady shit in a shadowy side. This priest, whoever this coach is or whatever, they're being rewritten or reformatted out of the software of the collective consciousness. And it could be the individual frequency of pride and ego, whatever that vibration is, pride and ego, there's a vibration, there's a frequency, and it's being reformatted. They're going through withdrawals. They're being confined. We've got prison. So you're having a good time here. You've got love, the lovers, the strength of two together, courtship. There's no hesitation, frivolity. So you're happy about this. And then you've got this other person here, this priest or whatever, or this person who's not the main female. This mature man is being held back. People are gossiping. They're a coach. Whatever knowledge they had, it failed. It was dark knowledge. It didn't work. They don't want to accept the things they cannot change, but there's prison here. So they failed to do what it was that they were expecting to do. The lovers are still here, and it's strong because you've got love, the lovers, and you've got courtship, and you've got no hesitation and joy. This magician, this master magician, the Lord, and this high priestess are reformatting this structure. Room in the reverse. These ones, this priest, these ones who've been doing things within the mental body of people, they're not able to do that anymore. This is my room for the mind. So they can no longer access the room of the mind. In fact, they're being reformatted out of that. Now their minds are being reformatted. They've been playing with the field of consciousness and the mental body of the collective for a long time. They've been inserting thought forms, negative self-talk thought forms, and other types of thought that are very disruptive to balance and harmony within partnerships and relationships, and within one's relationship with one's own self. So now their minds are being reformatted. Their minds are being tampered with. We've got journey again on the bottom of the deck. They're not relaxed. They're in poverty. They have no understanding. Their mind is upside down. They're going on a journey. They're getting a message. Like maybe servant, service. So this servant has to offer a service, or who has been offering a service, received a message that they're going on a journey. And we have journey here in the near future too. So they failed to do whatever they did against you. There's journey. I take that to mean indigenous, like journey, making a transition into the spirit world, because we've got the death card up here. And merchant. It's like whatever this is, they're going away, and they owe this merchant. They owe this merchant, and they're sighing. They need consolation. They're very upset about this. And this sweetheart has a reason to be joyful. They weren't able to trap this sweetheart, this foe, and the reunion is happening. So this is the update on what the Lord's doing with his high priestess against these shady priests. Reformatting the freaking mind of ego and pride. They're containing the mind. This is wild, man. They're containing the mind of ego and pride, and they're causing them to go through withdrawals. They can't access your mind anymore, and they're being reformatted. They're being reformatted. Ego and pride is being reformatted. Wow. Okay, well, I hope that brought clarity to something that perhaps you already intuitively knew, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.